All right, thank you. So we're gonna pick up where we left off. Last week, you guys were working your way through the mushroom gardens found within the Western Wood in Erosia as you make your way and trying to track down your way to the mythical kingdom of the fairies of Pixie Hollow, a location known to be in the wood but unable to be found by any scholar or map that you researched during your time in Sunos. You guys made your travels over the lands and made yourself to these woods and found yourself upon a gnome who promised you if you would several of the different mushrooms and bring them back to her, as many as you could. She only had one hard requirement, and that is that you picked all the red ones, as they were her or her least favorite, and the ones that ruined the rest. You guys came across some satyrs who were irrationally difficult at times, but also felt like they were being wronged in the same sense. So there was a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of dispute on exactly the arrangements of the deal. Um, and also, it's unclear as to whether or not a similar fate like contract was struck either in the material plane or doesn't matter on how the deal is struck. But apparently, there was no fey magic on that, agreement among friends in those partying. You guys did eventually try to harvest them. It resulted in some bumps and bruises and some more so bruised egos. Um, Along with one friend being knocked clearly to the ground on one fell blow by Captain Black Bart, uh, who quickly put the others in check. Um, they kind of licked their wounds and let you guys take the red mushrooms. Correct me if I'm wrong. You guys picked them all and took them back with you, or you just gave them to them, or what did you guys do with the bags of red mushrooms?
I believe we took them to her. Probably left them outside since they're fairly large. I'm guessing.
Heck if I know.
I'll let you guys tell me which way you did. If you guys did you bring them back or did you leave them with the satyrs? I kind of thought you guys said you leave them with the satyrs because you're like that's why you're like you didn't understand why they
Oh
were being
yeah.
so irrational about them not wanting you to pick them or something.
That's probably more logical.
But I truly don't recall, so I will let you guys retcon or say what you wish. What do you guys prefer?
We didn't really specify what we did with any of them.
So why don't we just leave them with the satyrs? We're not going to use
Yeah,
them
we didn't really
anyways.
specify.
Uh, well, you know what? We'll split it down the middle. We'll say you left some with the satyrs and you brought some back to Yodi to and then you guys did make it back to Yodi's house, a familiar sight to only Andy Cafe, who had visited it just a little bit earlier that day, to kind of get some more details of how to handle and manage the satyr um, situation. But you came upon this little house with a little farm that's kind of unkempt because of presumably all the time that Yodi spends going around and collecting other mushrooms and plant life around the forest. You come to her house, knocking upon her door, and greeted by the same old lady gnome who greets you all and welcomes you all and insists that you sit down and make yourselves at home as she prepares different meals and or food and drinks. Her house is a little bit of in disarray. There's an occasional cobweb that you can see in the corner. On some dishes that haven't yet been tended to. Other things and manners in disarray. Not filthy, just seems disorganized and just not very good at managing her time and her other responsibilities. Um, you see that she is making some kind of food with some leafy vegetables, but there's obviously some smell of like mushrooms and other kind of vegetation being like sautéed in the kitchen or cooked being cooked in the kitchen, and you can smell other things kind of brewing from back where she's cooking. She has just a couple things going on at the same time. She asks you all to sit. What do you all do as you enter her room and you see her kind of just happily? She kind of seems to be like kind of hopping around since you guys shared that you got back with all the mushrooms. She will start asking you as she's hopping away around to continue to preparing the dinner and the drinks and stuff, and say, "So you got all the mushrooms, all sorts of different colors. What else did you come in, sit down, tell me about it." And she goes off to her duties, listening in to you guys. What do you all do?
Lorna stands there awkwardly, like, I don't know how to help or to cook, so she's just gonna make her way in and find somewhere to sit, because it's also kind of tall for a few of them. She's just gonna find somewhere to
Absolutely. You
sit.
and Cronus are, and I would say even Bart and Josel are probably, I would say you guys are probably the most uncomfortable, but Josel and Bart, even you guys are kind of having to hunch over a little bit. Yeah. So you take a seat. What about you, Cronus and Bart and or Josel and Anika?
Well, satyrs are kind of dickheads, but other than that, it was a fairly uneventful day.
They're the worst. I gotta come up with a plan to deal with them. They cannot stay here.
They're complete dicks.
Oh yeah, Faye is super tiny, or she thinks she's tiny for how long? For 4 days or 4 hours? 4 hours.
I think you said I had like 30 minutes left.
Yeah. Oh man, I wish I could. We gotta. Well, we'll see. So that's another thing. So last session you got. You ate something that made you think you were super tiny. That's right. All right. So, do you both sit down, I guess, and just kind of share your experience with the satyrs? Then, or are you standing?
Yeah.
I'm trying to gather. I guess I'm trying to figure out who's standing in like around the room, who's sitting at the table. Is anyone opposing sitting at the table? Edith and Back sit down right away. They seem hungry. You see kind of dirt underneath their hands and fingernails. They're kind of too eager to eat just before washing their hands, or they're just kind of excited about a fresh cooked meal. Bax seems more excited than Edith, but Edith seems to just kind of compose herself and sit down, or go along with Bax, and looks ready for the meal too. What about the others?
Man, I would try to sit down, but it's going to be like awkward. So you'll see Cronus like fidgeting around, trying to get comfortable.
Okay.
Since I think I'm small, I'll take time looking like I'm climbing the chair, trying to get up there.
Okay.
Why is this so big?
Oh god, Faye, are you okay?
She will be in a bit.
Okay.
Maybe.
I think we told Lorna what happened.
Yeah, that's true. Like, she's also high from one of the mushrooms, but it's like, it's still odd.
I'd
So-
sit down like a normal person because this is perfect.
Actually, this is perfect. Like, really, it truly is perfect. Like, this is the first time, you've been just genuinely comfortable, Anika, in the seating arrangements. What about Josel and Bart? How are they partaking in the door being opening to you two?
Joseph's going to stay close to that door,
Okay.
and he is not going to participate in the meal.
Well, age before beauty, then. Bart goes in.
Okay. So just to be clear, Joseph, are you standing? You're inside the house, but you're standing near the doorway. Are you allowing the door to shut? I mean, that's what she normally would shut the door to, as she comes into our house. Are you, or I just try to understand where everyone else, I guess, is standing just in relation.
Sure, against my better judgment, I'll shut the door.
Well, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, she would insist to shut the door behind you guys, but if you didn't want to, she would like, well, you're welcome to stand outside the house if you protested. But all right, Bart. I'm sorry. You passed by Josel, the old man who wants to kind of hang out by the doorway. What do you do, sir, or where do you sit? Is Bart still getting set up, maybe, or does he?
Oh, I thought you were asking. Oh, I thought you were asking Cronus. That's my bad.
Nope, that's all right. Just see what you. I heard you walk past Joseph. So, are you sitting at the table, or what are you doing in the room?
Yeah, sit down at the table. Probably has to crisscross applesauce that stuff,
Okay, definitely. All right. I'm going to go ahead and ask the DMs a question because I meant to ask you guys earlier. Just kind of see how you guys rule this because I know it's already coming and I might as well prepare for it. When you start trying to detect magic and stuff like around, your food and things like that, I do need to understand how some things reveal as magic. Like, for example, just like normal Feywild powers and abilities to create contracts or things like that nature, how that stuff I would imagine doesn't come off the radar as detect magic inherently, does it? Or how does that kind of play with identify and detect magic spells?
That is a excellent question.
Because I don't want to. I'm not trying to play tomfoolery on you, but I also don't want to I don't know. I can just say it's Feywild, if that makes sense, or it seems to be Fey in nature when I can speak to things that aren't necessarily a school of magic.
Well, the simplest way you can do it is just have it where everything's magic and it just cancels it out and you can't make out heads or tails of what's what.
Yeah, that'd be the easiest one.
That makes sense. Just there's so much magic. It's all that Fey craziness that it's just too much to tell. That makes sense. All right. Well, I just want to know, especially as you guys kind of get closer, like the fairies and stuff. I just know it's going to come up over and over, and there's no point in trying to sneak it by anyone. All right. So, anyways, so you all sit down. Josel, you sit at the door, and she goes, "Don't you want to rest your feet, old man? Did you have a hard day of picking mushrooms with your friends?" She goes, still kind of clanking around some plates. You see her kind of going to the sink and cleaning some of the plates. She doesn't have enough dishes for everyone without cleaning some of the ones that she hasn't gotten to. So you see her actually starting to do some of that too while she's getting everything else prepared.
I'll rest when I'm dead.
And she's kind of chuckles like, "Oh, you're a hard-headed one, aren't you?" And she goes, "What about that you picked though? Like what or what? Did you try any other ones? Did you find any that were your favorites? Anything that really kind of interested you?" She's trying to making small talk while she's trying to cook and prepare her meal. And everyone else. She's trying to talk to you all as a group. Anyone interested in talking back?
When can you guide us to the ferries?
You cut out there, Joe. So sorry.
All right. When are you going to guide us to the ferries?
I told you I could show you the way to where I think the fairies are. Didn't ever say I told you I knew exactly where the king or the legendary kingdom of the pixies are, but I have a very good hunch of where you can find it. But if you want to handle business before pleasure, absolutely. And she kind of just she kind of claps her hands real quick, dries them real fast, but you'll kind of see that instead of the dishes and things falling into the sink, they start to kind of just keep washing on their own. They start kind of doing like keeping the same motion of what she was doing already. And she walks over to the table and says, "Well, did you do what I asked you? Got all the red mushrooms?"
Yes, we got all of the red mushrooms that we could.
Every single one of them have been picked?
Yeah.
Unless you had it in your personal garden. But I assumed you were doing that when we came upon you this afternoon, no?
Well, he seems to be good. You seem to be, you know what? Let me roll something on her behalf. She kind of goes over, looking over the bags and stuff of all the different types of. A lot of variety here. This is great. You guys really dug into this and made it, made a field day out of it. She goes, the red ones seem a little lighter than usual, though. Are you sure you got every last one of them?
Well, we may have tried a few, but also we gave some of them to the satyrs.
Oh, okay. As long as you picked them, or
yeah,
that's fine. I was just concerned that they were overgrown. She goes, all right. Well, the deal's a deal. I definitely appreciated your help. May I interest you in a good night's rest and a meal, and before you go off on head straight out into the dark woods, though?
Sorry, say that one more time.
I think I
What was that before the dark, scary woods?
Well, he's just saying like, are you gonna give us like some guidance, like to? She's not gonna like guide you to it. She'll show you the way or give you a way. And she said that when you guys completed your deal or completely come back, she would talk to you about maybe some other opportunities, some other arrangements you guys can make to find maybe a even better way of finding there. So she's looking at you all and just like, if you want to cut right to it, I just don't really recommend going straight out into the woods. And I won't be able to talk about other business or more details about maybe some additional, or maybe maybe someone that could give you firsthand or guide you there personally, or I might know someone that could be a personal guide to you, is what she's trying to say. Sorry, I don't know why I'm fumbling so bad. She's trying to say I possibly know someone who could be a guide to you, but that will take another arrangement, and I can't discuss new business until the morning. And she does reach into her side, though. She goes, but it seems that everything to our agreement seems so far on the up and up that our contract will complete in the morning, and this will be what I promised you. And she lays before you a scrolled map, or I'm sorry, a scroll of like parchment on the table. It's scrolled, has a ribbon wrapped around it. You guys are welcome to pick it up and open it if you like.
I will.
And you do so. You unroll it, and it's just a blank parchment. It's just a blank piece of paper with no visible writing that you see on it. But it seems that it has been, it's nothing. It's not. Yeah, it's just there's nothing there. Oh,
It's one of the.
darling, you have to like the contract's complete. I only have enough for one deal a day. You once the morning comes and the spirits that to be decide that the contract has been completed, then it will become a map, but not just an ordinary map. This map will kind of take you through the lens of my own eye and my own experience, where I first kind of stumbled upon my first encounter, where I saw dozens of fairies in plain view. And she starts to kind of describe the scene where all these fairies were dancing and playing and enjoying themselves out in plain view. And she says, "Now that seems to be you don't normally see fairies not in their cloaked in their invisibility, but I imagine they would only be that exposed and that vulnerable if they were close to something or familiar or close to home. And I believe if you follow this map in the morning, it will take you to the fairies that you're looking for. And possibly closer to Pixie Hollow. Now, to find the fairy, she goes, not only a gnome or no other creature could show you the exact way to get to Pixie Hollow. To get there, you have to really, truly know a pixie or fairy. You could chop down the entire wood where you expect the hollow to be, but if you are not fae or pixie alike and know the secret, it's be very difficult for anyone else to make it through. There is, I think, a good chance to find or at least start your investigation. But yeah, and that's she just kind of describes basically how it's going to reveal the path to you, the entire path to get to where she kind of witnessed the scene of dozens of pixies and fairies being visibly and out and about.
Okay.
So let me just make sure I got this correctly. Even though the deal is technically complete, this doesn't happen until morning.
Well, that's how the magic works. The spirits must make sure that you completed your end of the arrangement. If there are any red mushrooms missed or not picked, they will know by morning fall, and then the spirits will complete the magic or complete the spell and reveal your trick forward. Now, if you are, and I don't think you're doing this to me, my darling, but this is just how it works. But if you're trying to trick old lady Yodi to not picking all the red mushrooms, then we shall know in the morning as well.
And just to be clear, the spirits make their decision before morning, when the mushrooms always regrow no matter what, right?
Oh, well, of course.
Just checking. Also, I'm a little confused. If you have to know a pixie to find Pixie Hollow, we don't know one. So therefore, how does your map help?
Well, like I said, I could tell you where I thought or think Pixie Hollow is, and I could guide you to my closest, approximation for where it's at.
Right, but you said you'd have something or someone to help guide us. I'm assuming it's a pixie, because even if we're standing on top of it, if we don't know a pixie, we see nothing, right?
Hmm.
That was the
Seems like
other
you want-
offer you just said,
she-
right?
She will say, I might know someone that could be a guide to you.
I would hope so, considering you offered one before this talk started.
She goes, she'll just basically be saying that, let me think. I do know someone that, or someone that could be a guide to you, but such a personal source and confidant and something I truly, truly treasure. You would really need to make it really worth my while to give you such a prize reward. She goes, you did a wonderful job with the mushrooms, and as you can see, yeah, she just says, yeah, you did a wonderful job with the mushrooms, but to get a personal guide to the hollow, she goes, that will need to cost you.
I'm lost.
And she'll say she's in no shape, to make any deals tonight. She would have to complete the first deal and to make a new deal tomorrow.
No, I think I'm lost, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm. We promised you that she would tell you where she thinks Pixie Hollow is, but she told you that she never knew. No, she doesn't know, and nor does any mortal outside of a pixie or a fairy know exactly where Pixie Hollow is. So she basically said, she said, I'll give you my best, where I suspect it to be, or because of this is where I saw XYZ happen. But she seems to also have more details about maybe someone else that knows exactly the whereabouts, and she's being a little cagey about who that person is. Ask more questions. I feel like I just had to clarify because I've fumbled all over the place on that.
So when we walked in here and you offered a guide, you didn't really offer a guide. You just meant the payment for what we already did, right? Or are you trying to tempt us into some other offer deal?
Oh, the map is definitely will guide you directly to where I promised you. I'm and guide you right there. But she's saying, if you would like, and she's saying, but I do have something else that would be interested in. It's someone I know that could lead you. I'm sure you could convince to lead you to where you want to go.
And
maybe that's not fair. Actually, I should have reworded that because I was thinking about that. I have a companion that I'm sure you could convince to show you the way. She's not really my biggest fan, since I took a little bit of a souvenir when I came across that gathering of pixies and such. It might be the reason why those pesky fairies keep playing tricks on me more than usual, but it only comes like that once in a while. I had to seize it.
Okay. That being said, what will it take for you to give us the location of this person?
Hang on. She's trying to leverage this from us for someone who does not like her.
So,
it
doesn't mean that she won't like us.
No, but it means we're on a back foot if we meet her because of her.
It's still something, though.
Yeah,
what does it matter?
Also definitely knocks down the price considering the introduction is from someone she kind of hates.
We can do that after we see what she wants from us first.
Well, considering she's about to name her price, she should rethink it. Lowered.
I will provide you I can provide you the guy, but what you must make the arrangements yourself. I'm sure you are clever enough to trick a fairy into her own freedom. or make an arrangement, a simple deal of her freedom for your passage to Pixie Hollow, I'm sure would be a easy one to strike with her.
Did you trap the fairy?
She just smiles and kind of continues with the cooking and stuff like that.
Insight check. Insight.
It's the same, even though I think I know the answer.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on.
And Josel, you are seeing invisibility, and that lasts for an hour, right?
Yep.
You do not see anything invisible. Insight check. Insight check. Ooh, lots of insight checks. You can't really get a read on her. She's just kind of gone back to her business and still carrying on pleasant conversation with you, but she doesn't seem to want to answer the question. And she kind of just continues on. She goes, again, I can't discuss new business or make new deals until the morning. I'm far too exhausted from the one we made today. But I can tell you what I'd be interested in help. I'm already exhausted from the work I got done around here. And it's quite clear now that a few things around the house are starting to pick up her behaviors. Like she goes over and works on some kind of chore or one specific task. And as she does it, it kind of takes over repetitive motions. It's kind of basic and function. It can't go too elaborate in cleaning and stuff, but it seems to at least get her to be able to multitask at the same time. But I do know my personal friend definitely would know the way to what you are to Pixie Hollow.
So, yeah, okay. So we have to wait till tomorrow to talk about this deal.
Talk about tonight. I just cannot make it until the morning.
Well, I mean, what
I have
else
to
is
make
there
it
to talk
binding.
about other
It
than
must be
to
made.
make the deal?
Oh, of course. I guess I'm getting lost in.
Very true.
Excuse me. She kind of goes on to say, like, I'm very busy and it's no small chore. Would you, until you return from your adventure to Pixie Hollow, I imagine Pixie Hollow is not a place for everyone, and just kind of old lady Yodi has an eye for these things, and out of judging of all 8 of you, these 2 young ones are not really go into the heart of the Pixie Kingdom and whatever crazy adventure you have in mind. Perhaps you could leave them behind with me to help me pick the mushrooms until your return. It would take you quite a bit of time to reach Pixie Hollow, and I imagine where you're seeking next, and that would be a lot of time and a lot of help for old lady Yodi to continue to kind of deal with these mushrooms and
well, if that's the case,
all these other kind of life around here all the time.
If that's the case, then you'll give us the name of the person.
Or the
I'll do you one better.
location.
I will to give you the person first in the morning as soon as we make the accord or make the deal.
There's a pixie in a jar somewhere.
Yep.
Or in the stew. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
Then they can't really give it to us in the morning, can she?
Well, technically she would have.
We'll think about it.
So she smiles and she goes, it seems like they both got an eye, just kind of judging by the dirt they've collected both under their hands and stuff. Let me roll something. They have an opinion, or they should have an opinion, I should say.
That's why I said we'll think about it. It's not guaranteed.
Or really our decision.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that make another insight check on Baxton, just in general, Baxton Edith.
Haha.
They kind of seem uncomfortable with the discussion of their arrangements with their like employers right there. But you will read a more nervousness and concern from Bax and the awkwardness, but you will see kind of Edith kind of look. Her interest has been piqued a little bit, just because probably her background and experience with would probably lead you to that kind of rise, and I guess her eyebrows and read that from her face. But you see, you'll discuss that later. She goes, "Indeed, you have time. You don't have till morning, I imagine, to set out. I wish you would. Who all would like to eat? I know your friend, the old man, would like to stay in the corner, and I'm not here to pressure any of you to anything. But does anybody else want a cooked meal, or am I just cooking this thing for myself?" And Edith and Bax both are kind of like, they're like, "Yeah, I'm ready to eat." What about the rest of you? What are you all interested in doing? And we can continue to talk about the contract. I'm just kind of letting things go on around you as you do that.
I'll have some of the food. I'll be fine. I'll be the guinea pig.
Okay. Anybody else, or is it just Lorna?
I'll
No,
try
everyone
to.
sat at the table, but I don't know if everyone's eating or drinking.
I'll try it too.
I'm gonna drink my own alcohol,
Yeah.
though.
Cronus lead as
Okay.
well.
Okay.
And Nika's
You're
not,
drinking.
just in case.
I'll say Bart had too much from partying with the satyrs.
Help, it's again.
Oh. Anika, you said you're passing Cronus, so I got Cronus, Lorna, and Faye. Is that correct? That are eating tonight? We'll take that as a yes. And then also, all right. So she comes out. She goes, "All right, suit yourselves," and she'll go back inside, and she'll go back and back around the kitchen, bring back a couple of plates. They smell wonderful. Again, sautéed vegetables, leafy greens, and you'll also see some other meats. Looks like maybe some small game, some type of squirrel or some type of rabbit of sorts. Nothing massive, but it does smell delicious, and it seems to be have all different types of like spices and herbs kind of rubbed into it. And she kind of just walks away. She goes, "I'm also brewing some tea. I assume those that aren't interested in food are going to pass on the drink as well. What about?" She kind of just goes back to the kitchen and gets her teapot and comes back around and a few glasses, and she just kind of gestures at all of you, asking who would like a glass of tea.
I'm good. Thank you.
All right.
I'm good as well.
So... Okay.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. So you are going to be given a glass of tea, Cronus, and then she pours one for herself. She offers one last time to you, Bart, and shows a lot of good manners, but it's kind of a brief gesture. She knows your answer already in reply, and she'll kind of just sit down with the rest of you and sip her tea. And she goes, oh, this is the best part of the day after a long day's work. It's just kind of relaxing and just enjoying it. And she kind of reaches over into one of the sacks of mushrooms that you pulled out and pulls out a brightly colorful one and eats it and says, "This one is so delicious and full of vitamins and nutrients and just make you feel right as rain in the morning." And yeah, she otherwise is just kind of making small talk with you guys. There's a specific question that you guys have for her, or if you guys want to have some privacy time, you can always ask her to give you a moment so you guys can discuss what you guys are interested in trading her for her personal guide.
Why did you decide to trap a pixie?
That's not important now, is it?
Yes and no.
Well, I agree. I'm glad we agree. I figure it would be, I guess, come in handy.
Do you normally take things captive, assuming they'll come in handy?
I mean, I collect valuable things that I know I can trade. There's not a lot of sense for coin and money out in these woods, but it's nice to have a few collectibles
Sure.
for when wander kind of passes by.
Sure, just very few collectibles have free will.
Oh, she'll be fine. She won't even remember it afterwards. She'll right as rain. Pixies only have a lot of room for, well, most pixies I know and fairies I have met have, very little room for more than one thought or two thoughts or emotions at the same time. So she might be upset at first, but she'll get over it quickly, I'm sure. She'll kind of wrap up her meal and wrap up her tea, and she goes, there's not a lot of room in the house for you all to sleep. You are welcome to, take the couch and make spots on the floor. But
I think I prefer sleeping on the open air tonight.
Yeah, we have our own little sleeping arrangements.
Way of ensuring our safety.
hey, I understand. You don't know me, and I don't know you. But
thank you for the offer.
I mean, I'll take the couch.
Will you even fit on it, Cronus?
I mean, I'll
to be fair,
I'll make do.
You hang over it a little bit. All right. What is everyone else doing? Are you guys just all? I mean, I'm not trying to rush you guys out. So if there's things if you guys are okay here, I can just go ahead and skip forward. To the morning. Just kind of trying to figure out what you guys would like to do next.
I mean,
Lorna,
there's something I want to do overnight. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
Go on.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say before Lorna leaves for the night, she's going to go over to Cronus and be like, "Do you want me to take the?" She kind of motions with the box and does like hand flippy wings outside in case something does happen in here.
I mean, yeah, you'd probably sleep better outside.
Yeah. Okay. I will take the cage and the dragon outside with me while we sleep.
Right,
Okay.
before we go to sleep, I'm gonna put up the tiny hut.
Okay.
And then Puts her inside. Okay, the fuck.
Yeah, Edith and Bax are in there, and they're kind of like Edith. His interest, where you did read interest on her face, she just kind of looked similar in feelings with you all. She's, I don't know. Continue. Very what the fuck face as well.
Has the drugs worn off?
Oh yeah, sorry, Faye. You are back to normal.
Why is the world spinning?
You thought you were like a foot tall for a few hours.
I remember that. Ow.
Yep, that's why. So, she's a fairy somewhere in her place. And she went to Edith and Bax for it. Temporarily. Assuming we ever get back to collect them. Right?
Sounds like it.
Potentially.
If for whatever reason she says this to Edith and Bax, you two decide this is something you're willing to do, you should write in a time limit on a contract.
Yeah.
They kind of look, Bax seems nervous. I don't know. This seems really kind of weird. It seems, I don't know. She seems nice enough, but I don't want to kind of be stuck out here forever. I kind of don't want to be on my own again. Edith seems kind of more wanting to stick with Bax and you all, but she seems like she would, if it was for the best of the group, that she'd be willing to do it. Because she does ask, like, well, what is the plan after Pixie Hollow? She brought up a good point. Are me and Bax really coming to Neverland? I don't know. And Bax is being kind of China. Yeah, I don't really feel. I kind of like staying on. This world.
Yeah. I don't really think you'd do well in Neverland.
Yeah, with what's awaiting us there, it'd be pretty dangerous.
So they kind of are like, although they don't seem to be fans of the idea by anything, like they definitely seem like they would rather stick with you and maybe come figure something else out. Maybe they seem like they would be willing because they also are coming out with a better alternative at the moment. Like it would give us, if it would give you a direct, if it would give you, someone, I mean, a bottled fairy, for God's sake, that would probably be our best way to find Pixie Hollow, if you ask me.
Trade a bottle fairy for a caged dragon.
Hell no.
That's something you have to talk to the caged dragon's parents about.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
No, it's not.
Although I'd say it's slightly a better deal as long as we get the dragon back. Maybe.
No.
Honestly, have you two thought about us going anywhere civilized with a dragon?
Yeah, it'll turn out fine. Absolutely fine.
Now that's
How much
wagon.
have you drank?
A lot.
Too much to actually
No.
answer that question truthfully.
I only have... This is my last water skin. Booze skin. Boob skin?
You don't put water in them. It's not a boob skin, trust me.
I'm fine.
You think taking a dragon, of which is chromatic, and all of them are dead, supposedly, into anywhere is a good idea.
I never said it was a good idea. I just said it'll be fine.
You still think it'll be fine?
Eh. Anybody who tries to take it, we'll fight them.
What if it's a kingdom?
Yeah, we'll fight them.
No!
Yes!
What if it's an ally?
She just turns and looks at Josel.
I don't know about Wolfram.
Think it's
Uh-huh.
Snow, or Rapunzel, or Cinderella. Assuming she gets her kingdom back.
I trust you all won't share this.
It's a dragon you have in a cage. On Cronus's back. Without a cover.
It has a cover. We got a cover
That it can
for it.
burn through.
Yeah, we're working on it, okay?
Yeah, I saw. There's a hole in the RV.
Yeah, shush. Anywho.
I mean, it is young.
We're
There's
not trading the
chance
dragon.
There's
Because she's going to
chance it could
swindle
learn.
away to get it. Permanently. What else do we have to offer?
That's a very good question. What else could we offer?
One who kind of acts like a hag, even though they're not a hag technically.
I mean, either do you think she'll? Oh wait, I'm sorry. Go. What was that you said, Inika?
Said for someone who acts an awfully lot like a hag, but who claims to not be a hag. It's a good question.
To be fair, you asked if she was a hag. You didn't ask if she was a witch.
Hey, Red, maybe you should give her some of your hair.
I mean,
No,
maybe.
not again.
Not again.
I mean, I already have the amulet, so it protects against everything, all detection. So, like, I'm
But like,
fine,
do you
right?
really want to start stacking who could not detect you anymore?
I mean, it would only be like the second person. Maybe
No,
third.
it's technically the fourth. There's a coven.
Okay, well, they all don't have my hair.
I don't think that's how covens operate.
I mean, and Cronus, you're inside this whole time right now, so you're not part of this conversation, correct?
Correct.
All right, I just want to keep that in mind because you wanted to do something in house. Do you mind whispering me an idea of what you're doing while this conversation is going on?
Yep.
Just so we can, if I see fit, where you guys are kind of like in a dialogue where I'm not necessarily needed, I might hop over to a secrets channel, knock out what he's doing, and then come back to see what you guys have decided upon.
I have a 90% idea of what Cronus is planning on doing.
Oh,
Is it going to involve us having to run in the middle of the night?
probably.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Okay.
Just need to be prepared.
Well,
Wait,
what?
I think I know what Cronus is going to do if you're thinking that, but that's besides the point. Go on.
Oh no. I mean, we have a couple of things. Like, we have we have dragon scales that she might like if she just wants like a physical thing. We have talons, we have dragon scales. We are not. So wait, do we have the seed?
Oh.
Okay.
Rapunzel does.
Rapunzel has the seed.
Are you really going to offer a seed to her?
No, oh god, no.
No.
No. I was just going through what we have.
We don't have that.
Why were you
Also,
mentioning a seed?
If you have a list of things we can offer people, take that one off of it now.
I did. Oh no, it's not to offer people.
I will say that, Anika, that you would know that most Fae deals are not so much about the monetary value of an object as much as what they find valuable. And sometimes it's not even an object. It could be an experience. It could be so many different things. It doesn't have to necessarily. It's not like obviously she already kind of shared with you guys at the dinner table too. Like she's not interested in like gold. There's no use to her there. So she seems to be interested in something more practical to her. interest, just to give you guys any kind of more food for thought. Just,
Sorry,
I don't know if she would have a lot of use for something like dragon scales. Is kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So sorry, you were saying an experience might be a thing.
Experience.
Well, I'm saying like in
useful.
like general Fae, like sometimes Fae creatures make all sorts of deals and all sorts of like the agreement. You may agree to something, and there may be a lot of underwriting without previously there. Like, oh, you want to, like, for example, oh, you want a time limit on the deal? Absolutely, I'll do a time limit on the deal. When it completes, I keep your people forever contractually. Like, she'll leave out that detailed kind of deal. Or they really just kind of benefits in the what's the word I'm looking for? They thrive in the lack of details. I guess is the best way I could say it. Fae creatures and how I kind of perceive them.
But she would be down for like an experience kind of thing, right? Doesn't have to be something physical, yeah?
Theoretically. Why? What did you have in mind?
What if we show her the keys?
No.
Just show her. She is not allowed to touch them. But more so, what if when we talk to the people in our keys, is it like a physical manifestation, like a hologram kind of thing?
When you show someone your key, you kind of like dematerials from the item back into its key form when you're
Yeah, sorry, but when we talk to the person, like, is Josel and Cronus, they're able to see.
Oh, correct. Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking
again, and there, I kind of misplayed them last time. I kind of made it very like conferencey last time, and really, it was not intended to kind of play that way, but it just kind of worked out that way. And they're kind of like, when you contact your deity, I probably should keep it just shorter, one word kind of answers and responses, like when you first kind of summoned one. So that was my bad, but I thought it was still perfect because I thought it worked out nicely leading up to your big moment. So I'm glad it worked out that way.
Okay.
Sorry, go back to that.
Yeah. So, what if one of us, summons our person and shows them off?
I think I maybe misconstrued experience too. I'm saying I'm not saying Yodi specifically. I'm saying just Fae creatures may like, for example, like some kind of arrangement. Like she wanted.
We're just talking about Yodi right now. We'll get to the fairies when we get to the fairies.
But I'm saying like there probably wouldn't be like an experience as in like a show or a demonstration. I mean, I guess a performance may work for some. I guess I was saying like some Fae creatures may take an experience from you, like, oh, okay, but I want to be able to take one of your, your early childhood memories.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That makes more sense. Okay.
Sorry.
Cool.
Yeah.
But in terms,
that's why I thought I was like, yeah.
Go
ahead.
You're good.
Yeah. So first with that, Lorna, showing someone we have that much power is a bad idea.
That's what I'm saying. We only show
Second, I don't think that's what that. I don't think she'd be interested.
I mean, it's just food for thought. It's one idea. If not, I mean, I still have a deck of illusions.
That she might actually. You know what?
We
could work with that.
We do still have that.
Yeah, Faye,
I don't really want to
I
pay her anything, and I'm really hoping I think what I know what Cronus is going to do, and I hope it works. But if it doesn't, that could work. Because if I remember correctly, that illusion brought like a beholder and something else.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah, we've seen a hobgoblin summoned by it.
Be pretty good to scare off some satyrs, which is kind of her main problem. If you make you think the place is haunted, well, who's gonna come pick mushrooms?
That's a good point.
But then again, every deal I've made so far has not ended great with Faye, so hey.
Sorry, how many deals have you made with Faye? Not
2
Faye,
technically.
What
I
have
mean,
those deals been?
1, and I point to Yodi's. There's the one with the satyrs, except their butt hurt.
Okay. And 2.
Yodi. The one for the place. The one for the location of Pixie Hollow.
There's a lot of, like, is Yodi Fae?
Obviously using Fae magic.
She's definitely using Fae-esque magic.
Can I insight check Anika?
Yes, you may.
So, what I'm trying to suss out is she actually counting Yodi in those 2, or is she trying to hide up another deal that she made with a Fae in her past somewhere?
Go for it.
Shit.
Go ahead and whisper me your roll, Anika, if you're whatever you're doing, or just whisper me if you want to roll or not.
I'm not, because she's actually counting Yodi.
Okay. Yeah, Lauren totally believes you.
Yeah, I haven't actually learned anything about the Fae until we started looking into this.
Oh, okay. Well,
kind of a bit more preoccupied by the stars and Merlin before I met all of you.
Yeah. And then you met us, and it's just been chaos ever since, so...
Considering I caused most of it, I mean, that's fair.
You're heading back to the stars?
How dark is it right now?
It is really dark. For what light gets into the woods, it is very, very dark right now. It's about it's about nighttime now. After the dinner and hanging out with Yodi for a little bit. About 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night for it's technically actually kind of an early night for you guys, all things considered.
Yeah, considering we're hoping Cronus succeeds on what I think he's going to do, we should probably go to sleep soon.
Agreed.
Joseph's going to look around. He should still have his invisibility active. Does he see anything?
I did not look at one thing. Let me double check.
Should we keep a watch tonight?
Probably. I didn't include Cronus into this, so if he does have to run in the middle of the night, someone should be able to see it.
You do not, Joseph. You see no within your view.
So who wants to take the first watch, guys?
Joseph will summon Ichabod.
Okay. Oh, you're Al again.
And Joseph's going to also find a spot where the wagon could fit in, and he's going to activate it and sleep inside. And have Ichabod keep an eye out outside.
So you're spawning the wagon next to your tiny hut and having Ichabod perch upon it, I guess?
Well, Ichabod won't necessarily be on the wagon. He'll go from various positions and look around and stuff.
Okay, he's just kind of flying around. Are you doing anything with the wagon or just having it out and open?
He's going to sleep in the wagon.
Josel is okay. So, all right. What is about the rest of you? Anything else?
I mean, if we still want to take watches, I can take one. I think the rest of us that are in the bubble, unless Bart, where are you staying? In the bubble with us? You're muted if you're talking.
Not much really. We'll keep a good watch.
Yeah, with Bart and Ichabod, I mean, watches are not. I won't say become less and less
Required.
needed, because the last thing I want to say is it's not needed. And you guys like, we're not gonna set a watch. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how to say that.
I might be able to see what's coming. That doesn't mean I can do anything about it.
I guess that's a fair way of looking at it. Like, whereas Ichabod can by, I guess squawking, right? He can't engage the telepathic link. You have to engage the telepathic link, correct?
Yeah, he can talk to me telepathically, as long as he's within 100 feet of me.
He can willingly talk to you, or only if you are engaging in conversation with him.
I'm pretty sure it's a
I don't think
two-way
he can
street.
talk. I thought it was that you give him commands telepathically. I don't think he actually speaks to you.
Yeah.
You just provide him telepathic commands. I truly don't know, and that's where I'm kind of inquiring too.
It just says that as long as within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. So I guess it might be one way.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just like, it makes sense that he can like screech or something and it'll wake you. That's kind of how I've been imagining it. Like you gave him the order to, hey, you see anything, wake me up. I just kind of been doing that from an audible perspective. Actually, I haven't been considering that telepathically. I guess I should be doing that. But anyways, sorry, got distracted on that tangent. He's so Ichabod's flying around and kind of keeping watch. Bart kind of is in his stale, or I don't know what's the word, stationary state, kind of meditative state, kind of aware, but not necessarily focused on the task at hand of looking. So something were
He's
to
kind of there.
Yeah.
He's just kind of there.
Yeah, something falls in front of his face. He obviously is going to be aware of it, but he's not going to actively be searching for something in the tree lines. So, do you want to set up a watch? Again, I'm not trying to discourage watches, but what do you guys want to do? Try first, or do you just want to just sleep through the night? Let me know what you guys would like to try.
We're in a new forest. Lauren's gonna stay up for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll take second.
First.
Okay. All right. All right, Lorna, so you kind of take watch, the first hour or so starts to go by, and at that time, I'm going to switch over to a quick channel with Cronus just to do a quick secrets thing, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. Can you hear me, Cronus?
Yep.
So, you are resting on the couch. You wait a little bit for kind of Yodi to kind of stop shuffling around in the room. I imagine that's what you are waiting for her to kind of go to sleep and then try to do this. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So it takes about an hour or so. To hang out there for just a little longer. Once it feels like she's gone to sleep, you kind of hang out for a little bit longer to just kind of make sure she is actually asleep. And you then begin to get out of bed to begin your search. As you kind of stand up to start searching, you kind of feel really dizzy, really heavy. Your body just kind of wants to collapse back to the ground and just kind of take ungodly tired. Not like you feel like you're gonna die. You just feel like you haven't slept in days. Actually, Lauren, you're muted, but you're gonna have a similar effect into your watch on the way or on your first watch. So you're gonna just kind of lump over as well in the wagon while you are about an hour into your watch, Lorna. So you're gonna kind of fall asleep and collapse to the ground and rest on the floor of the house tonight, Cronus. Chance to really kind of scout around, and you'll kind of just be in a resting mode as well at this point, and then we'll kind of resolve, what those conditions mean in the morning, if that's okay with the rest of the group.
Okay. So it's the not going to be sneaking around?
No.
Damn, the 23 failed that?
Yep. You drank the tea and the food. Lorna just had the food, and she still rolled really good, and she didn't pass either. Yep. So I'm going to move you guys back up there. What is it not doing?
Welcome back.
All right. Nika, so roll me a perception check, Nika.
Sure. $13.
Okay. Well, you must have been really tired, or maybe Lorna just let you sleep in, Anika, but you all kind of wake up to the morning sun, kind of waking you all up. And, you just kind of didn't really notice things going on around you as well, and just kind of slept through it and got yourself a well night rest. The sun naturally kind of greets you all in the morning. So, Lorna, it also awakens you. Lorna, you feel amazing. You just feel like you got the best rest you've ever had. Go ahead and add 20 temporary hit points to your health pool. You just feel and everyone else, you all just it's a lovely morning in the woods, and even though it's winter, the dense forest kind of keeps some of the temperate at least makes it enjoyable. What do you guys do? Cronus is still in the house this morning, but Cronus, you also are going to wake up just feeling awesome.
That felt good. So what's the plan?
Yeah, we didn't actually come up with one. Or did we?
Lorna, I just
Hi.
just a heads up. So just make sure that you knew that you were muted. I was like, you know what? I wonder if she's still talking
No.
or respond.
No. I saw. Cronus messaged me.
Oh, I see you went beer. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was not aware. We're
I
good.
went AFK.
We're all caught up to speed then. You are going to get 25 temporary hit points because you drank the tea as well as ate the food. All right. Oh, you know what? Edith and Bax did too as well. I didn't say they drank, but I'll say they drank eat the food. So I'll make.
I did eat the food as well.
Oh my goodness, Faye. Can you make me whisper me a Constitution saving throw? Though it kind of the moment has passed. I just want to see what would have happened to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you definitely would not have woken up either. You would have had the same kind of overwhelming need, not want, but just need to pass out and fall asleep. So,
I blame the drugs.
but the deep rest has cleared any kind of exhaustion that is still on your character. Though I think you're okay, Laura.
Yep.
I had forgotten something. You're good there. And yeah, the bonus health points. Since you ate, Faye, you go ahead and take 20 temporary hit points as well.
Woohoo! Technically, I'm at 106 hit points.
Oh my god, Faye can be a tank now.
Sorry, wait, how many hit points?
With the temporary, that puts me over 100.
Oh my goodness, congratulations! Now you know how it feels.
I have a D8 for my hit die.
I love the D12s. Anywho.
So, what do you guys want to do first thing in the morning? Cronus, you kind of wake up, and again, you're feeling well, but you'll notice that Yodi is kind of come and gone already.
What?
She's kind of been up and about and moving, and I'm sorry, not come and gone. Like she hasn't lost that, but she's kind of up and moving already. Started her daily chores. Sorry, there's no way that Ichabod would have missed that anyways. But yeah, she's just kind of up and about already, kind of getting ready for the day. Seems like she's kind of impatiently waiting because like she's already normally working on her mushrooms and harvesting and cleaning up the mess. And you guys are sleeping, but she also knows that she gave you a very, very heavy meal that would do you good to get a good night's rest on. So, what do you do, Cronus, as you wake up to this inside this house?
So does she like notice that I'm awake?
Does she know that you're awake right now? You know what? Do you want her to know that you're awake, or do you want to kind of pretend you're asleep? Okay.
I'm gonna pretend I'm asleep.
Go ahead and let's do a. You know what? I'm actually going to say this is kind of more of a. It's not a dexterity thing. This is like a performance almost that you're trying to pull off. I would say deception. Or, no, I think deception is the most accurate. So you kind of wake up, realize where you are. You try to pull off the same rhythmic pattern of your breathing. You were sleeping, and like you'll hear the old lady's voice kind of crack and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I did not mean to wake you. You can keep sleeping if you need to get a little bit longer in." But her body language doesn't read the same as her words. Her body seems to be impatient. Like she's eager to make this deal. I hope you enjoyed my cooking. It looks like you took a little bit of a stumble. I hope you weren't on the way to the bathroom. She kind of laughs to herself. And she, she just smiles upon you and just says, is there anything I can get you?
No, I don't want anything you have to offer.
That's fair. Well, hopefully you won one thing I have to offer, but why don't you go discuss that with your friends and let me know what if you would be willing to help old lady Yodi with leaving that strong boy and girl here behind to help me kind of take care of my chores around these parts. And she just kind of folds her hands and looks to be sipping already a I made cup of tea this morning.
Yeah, I guess I'll get up and head out.
Okay. You reunite with the wagon. The dome is still up, and the rest of you, while the dome is still up, you will see Cronus kind of come outside the house and start approaching you all.
I'll drop it because he technically can't enter.
Yep. Okay. And you all are awake. You all are awakened together now. Joseph, I imagine you come out of the wagon by this point once all the commotion is happening.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, what do you all want to do, discuss, or? Yeah.
So, Cronus, did you come up with the price we need for the second deal?
Yeah, so the food last night was meant to put you to sleep.
Uh-huh.
Do you
Did that
have...
work on you?
He's gonna let out like a big yawn and be like, you bet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was gonna say something and now I completely forgot. Great.
What about the map?
Oh yeah, check the map.
It's inside.
Why did you leave it
No,
inside?
you guys have it.
You have
No,
it.
you have
Oh.
it. Yeah, she gave it
Okay.
to you. Like, no,
I
sorry.
checked the map.
And
So
you'll see
how's that?
that there's you see the whole forest at a high level, and you see kind of like this footsteps kind of walking through. Let me actually just take you to the world map. You are on this already, right, Ilarosia? I won't. I'll ping where you start to see footsteps. I'm not going to actually draw them on there, but the general area. But you will start. Oh, dang it! How does one layer token layer? Oops! No, 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 no. Where were you? Right about there? Is that right? All
You're
right.
not indicating anywhere, so I don't know.
I guess I didn't release the map, so I didn't show you. But I started moving the map all over the place. No, lost track where everyone was. Okay, so you guys are roughly about here. So she is indicating that where she kind of saw the ran into those fairies was up here, kind of her steps leading you this way. So as you are kind of looking over this map and the footsteps start to appear, you kind of after just moments of holding it, you drift down to where almost like your own perspective and just kind of see what you through your or kind of drawn out on this paper what you're seeing in your eyes, not to the same definition, but it's definitely in real time, almost like the trees and the stuff that's in your way is being kind of etched before you, and it seems to be that there are some indication of the path that Yodi had walked or something to get to that area. So it seems like you have options here to either head to the general area where she found this encounter, or you can literally walk where she kind of came upon these fairies before.
No, the map works. And we can take a chance getting our own fairy, but I do kind of feel bad the fact that there's one there.
I mean, once we get her out of the house, I can go back into the house. That's not a problem.
Yeah, but then getting a head start running away is a bit of a problem.
You know, we don't always have to steal things.
Honestly,
not
that was
stealing,
like the easiest
it's
solution to
rescuing.
this regard.
It really is the simplest solution here.
Also, don't think of it as stealing. We're rescuing.
Bax will kind of say, if she won't deal with anything, like if there's nothing else that you guys are willing to part with or can part with, I mean, maybe she would be interested. Maybe I can just stay behind, or he kind of he just kind of doesn't want to volunteer Edith for her, so he's kind of volunteering himself. Maybe she would take just one of us. I don't know.
I mean, I'll be 100% here.
No,
I'm not comfortable leaving you here, knowing that she drugged us last night.
Edith
And
Bax
willingly
says,
takes fairies as hostages for fun.
but I really do feel way better.
I feel fantastic. I was not wanting to go to sleep.
So normally when someone does that without telling you, there's some type of motive behind it.
Maybe she's just trying to help. I don't know, but I feel great. But she goes, he kind of continues to say, I want to stay here, but as long as you guys promise that you're not heading straight to Neverland and leaving us here with this crazy lady, I don't know. I guess we could stomach it. How long do you think it would take you to get? I mean,
we cannot answer
either
either of those questions.
Yeah. Well, he's just trying to offer ideas, and he kind of, it's wanted to kind of offer an idea.
If you want to stay here and we can work out a timeline, great. But if your timeline is before when we get back and hope we do that before Neverland, I'm not a fortune teller, Bax.
And plus, Feywild's time is different. We don't know how long will pass here while we're over there.
I mean, I can pretend to be a fortune teller, but that's really just me making shit up.
Okay, so why don't we offer the deck, see what she thinks, offer some other things that we have, which I need to look in the thing again, and
let's start with the deck.
Yeah.
What other things do we have?
Yeah. We have a couple of spell books that used to belong to Ezekiel.
No, we're not giving them those.
Nope.
That belongs to her now.
What?
Zeke's book. That belongs to the little girl over there.
Oh, there's 3 books. There's 4 books here from him.
Pointing to.
The Enduring Spellbook is now Edith's.
You can cast magic?
Yeah.
Cool.
Huh.
She obviously has interest in studying magic.
It's not really that difficult for wizards. Just gotta study. You don't need any natural talent.
I think that's the most diggiest thing I've ever heard on wizards.
You have to have some talent.
They're not really good. They're just super smart.
Yeah. Okay, so first we'll start off with the deck. We also have, 2 love potions, 2 magical knitting needles.
Let's keep the knitting needles.
I am glaring at you when you bring those up.
However, the love potions are a good idea.
Yeah.
Assuming as soon as you mention them, none of you drink anything she gives us again ever.
Sure.
We have love potions of all things.
I don't know how we got them. I don't know who bought them, but we have them.
So why do we have a Harry Potter wand?
Oh.
That was Ezekiel's.
So was the Infernal Journal written in blood?
Yep.
Hmm.
And the Abjuration and Evocation, I believe.
That I believed.
So, yeah.
We left 3 Basilisk Head at the pub. Did
Yep.
we preserve them at all?
Nope.
Why did we leave them?
I don't know.
Because somebody didn't want to carry them around. That's
I'm
why.
sorry.
Why
They
didn't
were
you bury them?
I'm sorry. They were going to stink up the bag. My bad.
They're gonna stink up the
Bad.
pub.
Well, if it does, then they can just get rid of it. They're smart enough to know that. Or get them
You
preserved.
return, and everyone at your pub has been turned to stone. because they
Right.
Oh, shoot.
God. It's like, no wonder we're not making a profit.
Yeah. So did we also leave this building made out of stone?
Well,
Yeah.
we don't have to pay wages now.
Oh
Oh.
boy.
Why don't we just use the map?
For the reasons I mentioned last night. If it is actually true and she's not full of BSA, you need to know a pixie personally to be able to see Pixie Hollow. We could literally be standing on it right now and wouldn't know. So I don't know about you, but I don't know any pixies. Anyone else?
You can find a pixie and get to know them. How about that?
Do you remember the last time we ran into pixies? At the Winter Festival, when they were invisible and
What are you
ran
talking about?
away. Yeah.
I mean, would Josel remember that? I believe he was drinking the whole time.
Yeah, Joseph wasn't really
That's
part of that. He was drunk.
fair. You were drunk
He was-
off your ass. Everyone
Sober now.
else. Yeah, they don't exactly hang around to chat. She has one captive, and I really don't want to leave it there.
That too. Okay, let's...
Real.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right, real quick. Like her house, is it like 2 stories, or is it just?
This is the hovel in the wood.
It just seems one story. It potentially maybe some attic space or a loft, but it's a 1-floor home.
And is there a window looking into what would be like the room she sleeps in?
No, just really one main window on the house and one big door. There's not a lot of other openings and stuff on this house. It's partially made out of a larger mushroom too, so it's not your normal architecture completely. But it doesn't seem to have any other openings. I can ask a map of that. Let me look. You keep asking questions. I'm just looking to see if I thought I saw a screenshot that I liked, but I don't know if I ever did anything long term with it. Anyone else wanted to ask her to do anything?
Sorry, where are we? We're still outside discussing, right?
No, we're not.
Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to see what you guys are. Just want to go ahead and discuss and negotiate on the fly. It doesn't seem like you guys have a proposal, like an initial proposal prepared, and I'm not trying to force you into one, but
I'm pretty sure it's see if she'll take the deck of illusions for the fairy.
We could definitely try.
First shot. May I have
her
the deck of
outside.
illusions?
Sure.
I'll reach to my bag and I will hand over the deck.
Well, I have one as
You
well.
should get her outside while
Hang
you talk, and then I can go inside.
Deal.
Say I'm out running around doing exercises or whatever.
I mean, I'll just say you walked off because that's a thing you do regularly.
Can you
Wait,
make
we
me
have
invisible
two
though,
decks
so I
of
can
illusion?
stand next to the
But
just stand
also,
next to
do
the
we
door?
seriously have 2 decks of illusion?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, who's parting with one?
I will part with one. Go ahead.
okay, I will keep my grandmother's.
Somebody want to go get her? Tell her we'd like
I'm
to talk
so
outside?
confused. So what are you keeping? Each of you are keeping something different. What are you
No,
keeping?
No, so I have a deck of illusions to negotiate with. I didn't realize we have 2. So Faye's
You guys have
keeping
two?
hers.
Yeah.
You guys only have one.
No, we have
When did we give
2.
you get two?
I have that. I
have no
specifically
idea.
have one, and Faye has one.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't ever remember giving you guys 2 decks. I know you guys definitely. I don't think I would have given you guys 2 unless unless you guys bought
Yeah,
one.
the only one I'm remembering is the one we got from my grandmother's tomb. Unless you
I'll
bought one.
go back, but I'm pretty sure we got 2 for some random reason. I will
You know what?
check
Let me just
later, but
search
followers
Declaration.
equipment.
We only have one. I think it's from Faye's family too.
Faye, Deck of Illusion. Not that this is like definitive evidence.
so-
All I got is Faye, Deck of Illusion, Mausoleum. That's all I got for. Oh, let's see here. What else? Is there anything else good? Yeah, I only have that one. Do you have something else, Lorna?
I'll check all my notes, but it looks like I have one in my bag, but I wouldn't have kept it if it was Faye's.
Maybe the same one, because I think Cronus has used it before.
Yeah, because I remember I did give it to Cronus for a little bit.
I would just, as you guys kind of handle your group inventory, I would just put it in that bag and just because I know you guys exchange hands a lot. Oh shoot, that doesn't help me. When you put it in your group inventory, just put whoever's name next to the item if it's actually in their bag.
It is
because that way I can be like. That way I can just like, well, did you ever hand it back to so and so? And I hate to be by the rules on that, and I don't think this one really will come into a play that much. But things like water breathing that could actually affect combat or something mechanically. So, also like potions. So how did you all say like all the potions in the party's inventory?
So either way, we're giving up a deck of illusions.
No, we're potentially giving up a deck of illusions.
Sure.
Seems reasonable.
This couldn't possibly backfire.
I mean, they can't attack us. It's an illusion.
You mean an illusion?
No, I mean, Cronus stealing a fairy so that you can keep a deck of cards.
Right, Cronus, let's agree that you stealing a fairy only happens if this isn't a done deal.
I mean, you're going to have to let me know.
I will let you know. Okay, let's grab Yodi. Is Yodi outside already?
Nope, she's still inside. She's waiting. She's kind of pleasant, kind of calmly and pleasantly awaiting your group's interaction. But as Cronus would have experienced, she's kind of down to business this morning. She kind of wants to make her arrangement with you guys, or she's got things to do.
Yeah. Sure.
All right.
I'll go knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and it'll magically open as Yodi. You see you kind of walking towards it across the way and making her way to the doorway, but she kind of opens it. And she waves to you all and kind of approaches you to the door and says, "Good morning. So, what did you guys thought of? You thought about sticking around and help me take care of these pesky mushrooms and
You know, we
No.
might
other
have
chores around the place?"
we might have something better, but
Oh,
potentially.
We have
better.
a way to keep pests away from your place, unless you want them here.
What do you mean? How could you possibly have something to keep pests away?
Oh, by pests, I am talking of more the satyr variety. You know, the not quite so bright ones.
All right, I was very disappointed, but now I'm listening.
Yodi, you strike me as a smart woman. Right.
You would be correct.
Silent, how many...
She's not out of her house, by the way. She is still in the door talking to
I
you guys
was
right now.
trying
That's fine.
to get her out.
How
But-
many cards are in this deck left? Or
We've
how many
only ever
cards are left in this deck?
we've only ever drawn 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember one in Atlantis and one in the tunnels,
Forest
I think,
with the
was a
orcs.
distraction.
So yes,
And the one in the forest with the orcs. You did it in the tunnel too, I think.
we have
In
32
the
cards.
volcanic
Then.
tunnels.
This is a near full set.
Okay.
It's under recent items and under my name.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, there's 2. Sweet. If you'd come outside, I can show you. It is something you want to be close to, trust me. All the better to see it with.
Oh, I must get started at some point today. She kind of walks out, follows you out, closes the door behind her, and you'll see her kind of knock on the door twice and turn around and continue to follow you.
I don't step out far.
Um,
It's just to get her out of the house.
Also, did you already cast invisibility on Cronus, like he asked?
No, because I didn't hear him ask, but I would if he did.
He did ask.
Yeah.
He did. I remember hearing that.
Completely missed it then.
But,
Yes.
I would allow you to. I thought you heard that and took care of that. That's why I didn't really say anything more about it.
I so did not.
So yeah, update your
I mean,
whatever your spell stuff.
Because
But
if that was the case, I would have been standing next to the door.
well, I
like,
imagine you're still standing next to the door, but she's standing right in the doorway as well. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Not anymore.
as she's coming to follow you out, she's closing the door behind her and she's knocking twice on it. Yeah, I just don't see a way to possibly slip by without touching her in some manner or another.
Is it like early morning? Or is it like
it's early. It's early morning. Yeah, like we're talking like because it's winter. Sunlight probably doesn't come until about early, like 8 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So I would say it's about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Like the sky is still waking up with light, but this is definitely early or late for Yodi. She's up much earlier usually.
All right, I was just wondering for like the dim lighting and lighting situations.
It's pockets of dim light here and there where the sun hasn't quite reached spots and stuff. She has a few little candles and lamps lit in her house, so there are, I guess there is some. Not really, not from outside the house with your visibility. Outside, she's standing right by the door. It's kind of in and out. The daylight's kind of coming through. Not really.
Alright.
Well, I'll kind of step back to where we're in a more openish area. And then I'll
Okay.
pull a card and just say,
Oh,
watch. If you ever see any, you just have to pull one of these and toss it. And I toss the card, whatever one it is.
Okay.
I guess let's draw a card.
Yep. And then consume it. And yep. Which you guys can go ahead and draw it, or
Five of diamonds.
all right, deck of illusions. I gotta pull that thing up.
5 of diamonds. That is.
It's only
That is-
the face cards that it does.
Yeah, only the.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
So
This has a specific number. It doesn't have that one in.
yeah, so go ahead and draw again, I guess.
No, I thought each card has to have something.
Yeah, but it's not a full
Uh,
deck.
No, it does not. It's not a full deck of cards. Jesus, I keep drawing numbers. 10 of hearts?
10 of hearts.
Loud
Because I'm
giant.
pretty sure
Holy
a 6
cow.
and a 3 don't show
10 of
anything.
hearts is a cloud giant.
There you go.
So really quick, so I just gotta understand how we're updating this because you just drew 4 cards. So
Well, because
No,
they
no,
were
no.
in the thing.
So I didn't draw. I drew 1 card from the deck of illusions. However, with the card deck on roll 20, it's like an actual 52 deck of cards, and the deck of illusions is not all of those cards.
So we were just
gotcha.
drawing
Deck
one
of
until we
It's
found.
only 32 cards. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
And I just crossed
how
I
do you
have-
make sure it doesn't roll the same thing. I mean, obviously, I would remember Cloud Giant, but I guess how do you track which cards are
We're,
In-
we're crossing them out.
Yeah,
Oh.
you would have to manually do
cool. Okay, perfect. Well then, yeah, all right, sweet. So you throw this. Jesus, how big is a Cloud Giant? Those are massive. They're like
They are
the biggest,
they're-
aren't they?
Giant.
Cloud
Oh.
Giant.
I think they're huge category.
They're big.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of like Storm Giants, but yeah, they're still big. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just like I was thinking Storm Giant first for some reason. So you throw this card. It kind of skips across the dirt, kicking up a little dust, and she kind of looks at it with a very inquisitive eye. And then you see kind of materialize where the card fell. This massive giant that's towering over the house now would be breaking through the trees and the branches of those that it would collide with along the way as it just kind of skyrockets to the treetops. This obvious, the illusion passing through material objects makes it obvious that it's illusion, but it's still terrific, terrifying in its sight and detail and display. She just goes, "Oh my goodness, that would make, oh my goodness." She's just really kind of taking it all in. She goes, "That's quite
And-
interesting."
As someone who owns it, you could always do this. And I make the giant move and kind of crouch down to look at her. Because it can move a certain distance within the card length. Or a certain distance away from the card. I swear I speak English.
She's rubbing her chin. I really needed some extra hands to help with all these pressures, but I've managed on my own for a while, and I guess dealing with satyrs and what other would be squatters on my property would be a better long-term solution.
Mm-hmm.
Such a clever idea. I don't even want to roll because I really think this is a clever idea. Like, I think this is very like this makes sense to her. And when you first brought this idea up, I was like, "Why do you guys think about? Why would you want that?" And then as soon as you said what you were thinking, I was like, "Oh, that makes perfect sense."
Not to mention, this giant will be here until you decide to move the card.
Oh, is it a permanent illusion until?
The illusion lasts until the card is moved or it's dispelled.
And then it's how long does it last though? Like just as long
Until
as the
the
card's
card
there?
is moved or the illusion is
Yeah,
dispelled.
it could be permanent.
I mean, how far away can it move from the card? I guess is
30
the better
feet.
question.
30
Okay.
feet.
All right. She goes, no one would mess with old lady Yodi's house, but perhaps this guy's a little too big and may draw attention, illusion or not. She walks over and picks up the card, and it disappears. She goes, "Oh, where did he go?"
So that's the thing. It is an illusion. But it is a very good tactic for, say, a high satyr, or really, who the heck wants to approach a cloud giant? But with your clever enough to be able to, well, get us to give you this and all of the other deals you've made, I'm sure you can make use of the remaining illusions. One of them's a beholder. I think there's a dragon in here.
Agreed. And
They'll remain close to the card until you either move it, or if you're dealing with a mage, don't let them cast magic at it.
I'm sorry. What did you say, Nika? Or what are you trying to do?
It can be dispelled.
Oh, so she picks up the card and it dispels, and but yeah, she looks at you guys and she sticks out her hand. She goes, "Agreed. I promise you to give you someone who's personally been to Pixie Hollow."
No, you promised to give us somebody who can personally get us into Pixie Hollow as well as has been there.
I agreed. I give you someone that has the ability to get you guys into Pixie Hollow. And she just smiles and extends her hand.
I'll look at the others real quick and like, I'm not missing it, obviously, Paul, right?
I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
Deal.
And she shakes your hand, and you'll see some kind of golden flake over your hands as she shakes it, and then she'll walk back to her she wouldn't. She already have everything she needs. So what you'll see her do is kind of raise her hands and lift her large kind of mushroom hat off of her head momentarily. Flipping it over, you'll see just a rat's nest of just tangled and curly gray hair going in every single direction. It's surprising that critters have not taken home somewhere in this lovely locks of hair she has. But as she's kind of digging around into her hat, she then pulls out a bottle holding this little fairy with kind of one of those clasping corks that kind of keep it really tight and shut. She extends it to you. She goes, as promised, here is someone that has been to Pixie Hollow firsthand and will have the ability to get you inside. Though, as I kind of suggested earlier, you will need to get her to agree to getting you inside. Make some arrangement with her. I'm sure her freedom would be somewhat enticing, but I'll let you guys make those arrangements. And she hands the bottle with this pink fairy kind of floating around in it. Let me go ahead and give you a character card for that one. fairy that you see in the bottle, you'll see this fairy with golden wings and bright pink hair and this kind of pink dress made of different types of flower petals that kind of really make up. And she seems kind of frantically flying around in what little space she has inside the bottle. She's kind of pounding on the glass a little bit, making like a mean face. She's pretty much only showing one emotion right now, and that is just completely got like anger and just trying to kick and fight her way out of this bottle that she seems trapped in. She goes, "Good luck," and she kind of just takes the deck of illusions, and puts her hat back on, and she kind of smiles and waves farewell to you guys. What do you guys want to do? She kind of stands on her front step, waving goodbye.
Let's head out. Before we start trying to talk to a very pissed off pixie.
Okay.
We'll start following the map, I guess, and start talking to the fairy once we get out of a good range.
Mm-hmm.
You'll once you get away from Yodi, and you kind of get used to kind of the muffled sounds that the fairy has been making through the bottle. But you spent just even this enough time to really kind of make out what she's saying, and it takes a really close ear. But if you guys really kind of hold the bottle up to your ear, you can start to kind of make out clearly what she's trying to say to you. But most of everything seems to be screaming and yelling and you know, until you wish to actually have a conversation with her, you'll just hear nothing but like Yodi this and Yodi that, and who are you all, and things of that nature as you kind of carry her off into the woods. She's taking a breather from yelling, and she's pink in the face, but she's kind of at a moment catching her breath. What would you guys like to discuss with her?
Hi.
And how are you traveling with her, by the way? Are you keeping her in your hand, I imagine, or are you keeping her in a bag? How are you?
Oh, no, I'm keeping her in my hand. She's been in an old lady's hat for however long.
Okay.
But when she tires herself out. Hi, sorry about technically trading for you, but it got you here, didn't it? Where there's actually a potential for your freedom, unlike living in an old lady's hat. Would you like to talk about the potential?
She goes from hot red to kind of like an angry, pouting, kind of sitting on the floor, huffing and puffing, to excited and intrigued, like, oh. And she goes, "What is your name? You're a very interesting one." And she kind of like gets really close to the glass and tries to get you into focus. Obviously, you're distorted from and turn her inside her globe. You look very out of shape and proportion, but she's just kind of taking you in and finer detail as best as she can.
Yours first.
Oh, well, I'm Lady Thumbelina. And she'll say, she'll kind of do a quick curtsy and stuff. And I would greatly like to get out of this jar, if you could make that happen.
Well, you see, we kind of need something from you. It's something easy for you to give, I promise.
Her cheerful demeanor quickly kind of goes back to a storm cloud. You're just like Yodi, aren't you?
I like to think no, but in this instance, I can see it from your point. When was the last time you were in the, what's it called? Is it actually called Pixie Hollow, or is that a name Yodi gave it?
I forget how we initially described it. I think you guys originally were looking for the Fairy Kingdom, but then you found out that there are like great elderly trees and things of that nature, from what you found out, what others pass across yours. But you come to now know it as Pixie Hollow as you become a little bit closer to where you're aiming, and more people have shared more information about your destination.
I was asking Thumbelina what she called it.
Oh, you want
Like
to
just making
find...
sure that wasn't a derogatory name, essentially.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want to go to the fairy kingdom. A non-fairy wants to come to our... She just kind of giggles and laughs. So her mood has changed from from excited, intrigued, angered. Now she's just kind of laughing and thinking you're pulling the funniest joke that you've ever told her in her life, as she kind of laughs in the bottle. That's just not allowed. It just doesn't happen. And then she stops to think. She's, well, that's not true, I guess, entirely. We need to make that one exception.
Yeah, the pirate, right?
And she kind of looks around and looks at you, like, yes. And she kind of is just kind of, well, I guess she wouldn't have a really great view of your entire group if you're the only one doing the talking to her at the moment. Yeah, there was a person that found himself fumbling through the woods. Never made it to quite the Pixie Hollow, but he did great enough interest in the Queen to warrant an audience with Queen Clarion, and she talks about Hook and coming to the forest looking for Pixie Hollow as well.
I'm sorry, Thumbelina. What was the queen's name?
Queen Clarion. She is queen of the fairies. She lives here in the fine, delicate balance of the Fae on the material plane. And she's a direct link and connection to the Feywild, or the best guess connection to our Feywild roots here on the material plane. But yeah, she takes care of all of us fairies and gives us all orders and puts us all to work to make sure all the seasons and everything comes and goes and moves with all year round for in Fantasia. Special interest in this forest, as you would imagine.
But do you happen to know what she talked to the pirate about? What she told him?
I don't know exactly what Queen Clarion told him, but I think I kind of got the gist of. I mean, some of the things that that he was seeking. Let me see. Let me just read my notes real fast. I want to make sure I speak kind of make my stuff make sense.
Also be relaying to the group what the Thumbelina is saying, since they probably can't hear her in the jar.
Well, actually, I would say, what is everyone doing as you see Anika kind of whisper, or not whispering, like talking to this fairy through the jar? You don't have to put your ear right up to it. I'm just saying that you're going to have to could get kind of huddle up. I could argue as long as you all aren't talking at the same time, you could perceivably hear, most of you hear what she has to say if you crowd around. So I don't know. What's the rest of the, are you guys part of this conversation, or are you guys just kind of watching Anika have this kind of sidebar with the fairy bottle?
No, I'd probably be up there.
I mean, it depends. Am I still invisible?
Has it been an hour?
I don't think we were walking that long.
Then technically, yes.
All right. Yeah, so I mean, I'm probably just messing with people.
Yes.
Okay.
I love it.
And I would, even if I noticed, would keep invisibility because I find that amusing.
Okay. The only person that it doesn't fool is oh wait, Joseph, yours is only when so you were able to get some good tricks off on the others. If you have any special ones to share, please go ahead and do so. But the rest of you, so it's just Nika then, is that correct?
I'm
So I just
also
wanna,
up there.
That is.
Lorna,
I'll be up there as well.
Lorna, Faye, and Anika. I haven't heard anyone else say. If anyone else is wanting to participate, let me know. Otherwise, I imagine you guys are just kind of leading the way, trying to follow the map and guide your way through the forest towards where you're heading is. We'll respond back. She goes, he was looking for a place, or really, I guess, a thing. How long ago was that?
What do you mean a thing?
Well, he came looking for some some promise of immortality and youth, and he came kind of looking for. He said he was coming here looking for a way to some place called Neverland, and he wanted to speak to Queen Clarion about it. And this was very, very interesting, as there's not many people that speak about Neverland. But you know what? You're the other person to ask about a pirate in the woods. So perhaps you may have a lot in common, Mr. Hook. Then I imagine.
Know about that, but we're looking to get to the same place.
Well, he was interested in where Neverland was. Very much so. And Queen Clarion answered, and she just kind of giggles and laughs.
Did the whole second star to the right straight on till morning thing?
She giggles. Yeah.
What if I already know that answer, and instead want the answer of how do I get there? Because
she's being excitement.
that's not
goes,
possible.
"Oh, that's exciting.
Mm.
You asked. He was so worried about getting there, he didn't ask the right questions. Hopefully you asked the right question with Queen Clarion, but yeah, he was only concerned about the where. He didn't know about the how or the what, the why, the when. He just wanted to get there. So Clarion gave him his heading. She kind of giggles. Hopefully he made it.
I can tell you he did, but how? If it wasn't you.
Trying to think real quick because I want to share information. I'm trying to think what she knows. She would know quite a bit, actually. I would say the only way to get to Neverland is if Pan comes and takes you there, or the fairies give you pixie dust to make the journey there. See, it's not really. It's not not in another plane of existence. It's almost like it's a bubble. It's like its own bubble within this current plane. It's kind of bound by its own rules and domain. And she just kind of starts. Go ahead. Sorry.
Does it still look like the Feywild?
I don't know. I've never been. Queen Clary would know way more about that than I. I just know that it was gift. It was a gift creation by some archfey and Merlin long, long, long time ago, they created Neverland. Uh, Queen Clarion and other fairies have just been maintaining the bridge to that world, in addition to with Pan. Though Hook must have did something when he got there, and she kind of turns her face a little bit. She goes, "Things have been acting a little bit differently at home. Perhaps it's would make sense for an arrangement that could still be beneficial, or more benefit, or would be so good for an arrangement to be made. If you give me my freedom, I will take you to my home, but I will not take you to Pixie Hollow. I will promise you to go seek Queen Clarion and see if she will grant you an audience. I cannot grant you passage into Pixie Hollow, but I can at least guarantee that she will at least consider your request, or your request for an audience.
Let me see if I understand this correctly, because I've at least learned something while here. If we give you your freedom, you promise to seek an audience. You promise to take us to your home, seek an audience with Queen Clarion, or Clarice. And how do you plan on getting an audience with her for us? Just want to make sure your argument is good.
I'm just going to fly up to her and say, "Mother, the people that rescued me are here and they demand to speak to you about this Mr. Hook thing."
We don't demand.
Yeah.
No, I tease. I would just, but
humbly
I think
request.
they would.
Yeah.
I think they would. I think she would. Grant the favor to my would-be rescuers.
Especially if that favor might include getting Hook out of her affairs.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe fixing the mess that Hook got her affairs into.
Yeah.
That too. At least we'd have more of a chance of doing it. Assuming we can get to Neverland, that is.
And then as you say that, she kind of gets like a like kind of a, let me think. Nope. Yeah, she's gonna nod in agreement. Sorry, I'm trying to balance what I have notes here of, like, things to share with you guys along the way with different characters you meet along the way. But I have to, like, at each time kind of like refocus, like, who's this person? What information do they know from this list of information? So that's but that's all she has to share on that piece for now.
I think that's probably the best deal we're gonna get. You too?
Yep.
To reiterate, we let you free, you take us to your home, get an audience with your mother. Your mother is going to grant it because you're her daughter, and because we can help her with her problem. Yes?
I think that sounds agreeable.
And if she's, for whatever reason, not planning to grant an audience, you're going to fight as hard as you can without putting yourself in worse trouble with your mother, yes?
I'll just remind her that, fake contracts are strong, and that we made an agreement, and that she owes her daughter as much to help her or fulfill her agreement.
Me. Everyone else agree with this?
Sure.
It worked last time for Poppy when Hook wanted an audience.
Second time being captured?
No. Poppy is she'll go on one of her sisters, and the sister who originally met Hook. and got arranged the audience before.
Well then, that works for us. We have a deal?
Yeah. And she just nods and smiles and gets excited.
Could you say we
You
have a
can
deal?
hear
Chris?
little bells through the bell. She goes, deal, 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 deal. And you just hear little bells ringing in the jar.
Okay. Once she says deal, I open it.
As soon as you open it, she darts out and just is like bouncing off every single tree in the area, just going bing, 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 like a mile a minute. She's just kind of flying all over, fluttering. She's not fleeing or running away, but she is definitely. It's making you nervous because there's obvious if she wanted to fly away, there's literally at her speed and her size, like rebottle her at this current junction. It would be interesting to learn how Yodi ended up catching her originally, but she is just kind of bouncing all over the wall, spreading her wings and just flying a mile a minute until eventually kind of coming back in the center of your group. And she goes, okay, well, let's think. There's 6 of you. You all don't have wings. As she says that, kind of touching her chin, she kind of descends upon a flower leaf as she's kind of saying that slowly, like, you don't have wings. What is the quickest way to... She kind of gets a bright idea and she goes, this is probably the safest way. And she just takes fighting, gets all sorts of exciting and energy. And she looks at you and says, are you just ready to
go? Sure. Let's do this, guys.
Oh, what, pray tell, are we doing?
We're going to Pixie Hollow, right? You want to see my mother?
I think we're gonna find out.
Well, let's go.
Gay.
Heading towards the north, kind of where we kind of pinged earlier in the session, where Yodi said that she had found the large gathering of fairies, kind of frolicking out in plain eyesight and plain view.
Wait, so sorry, we're walking there?
Or I assumed you guys are walking behind her, traveling behind her. Did you guys want to travel any other way? Did you want to try to...
I mean, we have the cart, right? We have the elk.
It won't fit through these trees.
Oh,
but
that's
they don't
right.
fit through the trees, remember?
We left the elk there. That's right. Okay.
Terrain to get the cart through the woods, especially the northern part of the woods.
Yep. That's fine. We are walking then.
Yep.
All right. You follow your way north. I'm just trying to scratch some things off the list that you guys have seen or discussed already, or not scratch, but like make sure I don't try not to repeat information. Okay. Sorry, guys, just trying to get through the list. It's easier if I just read it so it's in my head before diving into it. All right. So you guys begin flying through the trees, zipping with a fairy leading the way. It's kind of zipping and zagging ahead of you. Is there anything you guys want to say or discuss as you are kind of traveling over the train to the north? Any special travel arrangements you guys would like to share with me? Or just following her for hours until she takes a moment to break? Or are you guys waiting to
Guess just following.
Probably just following,
Okay.
yeah.
What is Bax and Edith gonna do when we get to there?
They're following you blindly for now. You guys have not really made arrangements for them quite yet.
Did we...
The best arrangement would be if we go to Neverland from here. Obviously, we need a guide for them out of here. Which I'm assuming would be a pixie. Unless they can get us to Neverland from somewhere else, but, I mean, yes, like the best option. Right?
Yeah.
That's the best option.
So I think we all agree bringing them is probably a terrible idea.
Oh, they would more
Yeah.
than likely die.
Yeah. Sound good to you, Joseph? Since technically you're their boss? Well, you're Bax's
Bart's their boss. Well, yeah, Bax is Josel's boss, or Josel's Bax's boss, and Bart is.
When did Bax get a promotion?
And when did he become my boss? Sorry, go ahead. Well, did you guys want to spend some time discussing that, or do you guys want to just keep walking, or keep traveling forward, or?
I mean, does that not sound like the best way, Josel and Bart?
Perhaps.
Go ahead.
Oh, or either. Are you guys talking over this with Edith and Max, or are you guys just talking amongst yourselves?
Yeah, we would.
I mean, the conversation involves them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys would be like, seems like a lot of careful wording just to get an arrangement to get here. Do you think we'll be able to barter safe passage out of here to get back to the regular world?
Not.
Just don't leave us here with a bunch of fairies is all I'm asking you.
Part of the plan. We're not heartless, Bax. Just stupid sometimes.
So, you guys have been traveling for quite a few hours in this direction now. Moving further north towards, as guided, you'll start to see some of the trains, change ever so slightly. Again, it's hard to put your thumb on it, but it just switches around and like changes like color and size and fauna. Moment and moments sometimes, kind of reflective of what you guys were shared with earlier, where you're kind of in and out of what is the material and what is they. It's very blended within these woods. Continuing forward, I would like a perception check from anyone that's kind of keeping an eye out for, just things in the area. Anyone that's been watchful. So, Lorna, you whispered me, then that's okay.
Yep.
So, Lorna and Nika, you guys both would notice. You know what? As you guys are making your way through the trees and following along with Thumbelina, you will see something that seems to be kind of looking at you. You get this feeling that something is like kind of looking over at you from like the woods, where it's a little bit more denser and a little bit darker. Just kind of get this instinct that there's something prying at you. Anika, you could have swore that you saw two eyes in one of the dead trees, kind of hollowed out, probably a couple of meters from where you guys are standing. But you see these eyes that kind of appear in the knothole of a tree and then disappear.
Hey,
Okay, what the hell is spying on us?
hey, Thumbelina,
I'm just keeping this up.
you wouldn't happen to know if there's any kind of monsters in your forest here or anything?
Or something
Yeah,
that's
all
hiding
sorts.
in a dead tree with, yeah, great.
Oh,
Probably.
okay, so
I don't recommend talking to things that you don't know in the forest. It's not a good idea.
I
Good
mean,
to know.
we were talking to you,
But
but
yeah, I'm glad we got to meet on good terms.
yeah,
I like to be all friends, but sometimes people don't like my jokes.
yeah. So
Sure.
you're okay if we start fighting these monsters if they attack us first, right?
Oh, absolutely. And at this
Perfect.
point, I'd like everyone to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Cool.
All six of you.
Oh boy.
Is it? It's not a trap, is it? No.
It is a trap.
Oh, it is a trap?
It is a trap of sorts. So go ahead and do your, I think you get advantage.
Yes. Thank
I
God,
can't be
'cause that's
surprised.
You know what though? This
So much better.
narratively makes so much sense.
Why?
So, because while you're sitting here talking to Thumbelina about the creatures that you see in the tree, and you're kind of asking like, "Hey, would you mind if we attack it?"
It
The
attacks
rest of
me.
your group kind of notices something's kind of off, and that the floor kind of looks different in a way than the rest of the terrain. Like there's leaves, whereas the rest of the road is just plain road. And you just kind of walk through, and the leaves don't disperse or anything. They literally you just fall through them. They do not move or wrestle at all. You just fall right through the leaves as you're talking to Anika, and you're just kind of walking along, and boop, you're gone. And Lorna has disappeared under this kind of floor of leaves
Great.
right before the rest of the group.
Like,
You
like
fall probably. Let's see here. You would let me roll this.
like the leaves are still there?
It's like my
Unbothered.
illusion or something.
I don't think it's a minor one.
I can't speak.
Oh.
Terrain. The
Right,
hallucination.
so, I'm just going to round that up to 3d6.
Sure, I can take it.
Doesn't even touch your real hit points.
Yeah.
Fall through this, what seems to be, well, what you would know to be, Lorna, some kind of illusion, and you fall down. Through the mountain. There's a few sticks and branches and rocks at the bottom, not making it gentle. It's not like a complete plummet, like to your death. It's a minor fall, and you'll just see Thumbelina kind of start laughing and disappear the train. Like, I'm so glad that you have such a better sense of humor than others. And she kind of will just start giggling to herself and looking to the rest of the group to see if you guys are laughing and having fun in her joke. But what do you all do?
What was that?
That
Just a little
is
fun. We're gonna be traveling with each other for a little bit. We gotta have some fun along the way, so otherwise it's gonna get boring.
This is yours.
Did
Well,
you
yeah.
make it?
Well, yeah.
Oh, no, that was actually probably you got the best person.
Yeah.
Cronus, do you want to get your girlfriend? By not actually going down in there.
Yeah, no, I'll reach my arm down and help pull her out.
Yep. I'll grab his hand.
All right, you spend a few moments, but you're able to kind of pull yourself out of the ditch, and she just kind of smiles and Yeah. What is your body language reading, Lorna? Or what are you
So,
saying? Or is it
so she looks at it is Tinkerbell, right?
No. This is
No, it's
Thumbelina.
Thumbelina.
Oh, Thumbelina. Right, that one. Need to switch the narrative. Okay, Thumbelina. I'm like looking at her, glaring at her for like a solid second, and you don't know if Lorna's gonna snap or not. But then she starts laughing.
You can see her singular emotion kind of waver there at just the moment, but when she starts laughing, she just kind of mirrors that emotion and is just kind of ecstatic and rolls around and she goes, quickly, this way, come on, keep going, don't get wrestled down. We don't want the monsters to get you. And she'll just kind of giggle, pointing back at the trees that you were originally looking at. And if you look back there now, you will see a couple trees with big glowing yellow eyes staring out of the holes of the wood. And she'll just kind of smile and laugh as she just flies ahead. Do you guys do anything as you see several trees now kind of glaring at you with glowing eyes from empty holes empty knot holes of trees?
Yeah, I'm gonna move.
Okay.
Like after the pixie.
Oh, you don't want to go check out the tree?
No, I don't.
She literally just said that there were monsters here, so as much as we
Let's
like
avoid
fighting,
the monsters.
Lorna doesn't go looking for a fight.
All right.
Okay.
Continue forward.
In the wilderness.
All right.
And make your way a little bit more north. After a few more hours. Let's go ahead and do a Constitution saving throw from just the general group. This is not like a fail or save thing, and we're just more so in just trying to figure out how the group's doing and keeping up with this quick and agile little fairy. Or if your group is taking a little bit longer to make your trek.
I will use luck on that.
Jesus.
All right. I assume you're using luck fang for a double one.
Yep.
Let's see.
Curtis and Faye are a little winded.
Okay.
I mean, I'm carrying a dragon, so.
Some parts of the journey are harder than others. Now that you don't trust every single thing that's before you, now knowing that Thumbelina is out to perform little tricks on you guys as you kind of fly.
I thought I disconnected.
Am I getting disconnected?
Hello. Welcome back.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Shoot. Where I don't know where I got cut off at.
Now that we know not to trust what's on the ground or something like that.
Yeah, now we know.
Oh, it's just taking a little bit longer, just to kind of checking your surroundings. On the up and up. Let's see here. Okay. As you guys are continuing forward, you will come through the woods and you'll start to see like some trees have fallen. More than the natural amount that you've seen in the past. It just seems like a lot more rot. It seems to be present as you've gotten in this area. And frowns. She goes, "Oh, that's no good. Looks like the dark fae have been messing around in the woods, and we got to get them back into shape. I hope my absence hasn't had anything to do with this." She just kind of crosses her arm and humps like a little gesture, and she's just kind of looking at some of the damage. She's, "Oh no, look at this!" And then she flies ahead, and all you see here is her say, "Oh no," and fly ahead. And before you is this just massive trunk of a tree, and that is quite easily about 20 to 25 feet high, to climb over this thing to get to the other side of the road. Thumbelina has already flown up and over the log, and as she kind of gets, this is how she waves you, see you on the other side, and then she kind of just poof, and goes on the other side. What do you all do?
I'm sorry, we ran into what?
This is a massive tree. It's probably, let me tell you exactly how tall it is.
Like, we have to get to the top of it, or are we
Across
just
like the trail that you've kind of naturally have found where game has kind of walked and cleared the way. This is just clearly smack dab in the middle. It's about 25 feet in diameter. I'm trying to get the height for you on how tall. Let me see here. Trying to find my note. Where are you? Well, I don't have it, but for something about that massive in size and height, I would imagine that tree would have to be, what, close to 100 feet or something?
I mean, can we walk around the tree?
Yeah, you could definitely travel along the side of it. It's going to take you probably a little bit. It's just a massive tree, but you could just walk around and try to go and rejoin her on the other side if you'd like.
Yeah, as much as I would love to climb a tree, I don't know that all of us will be able to climb said tree.
I mean, I could take me and Nika up on the broom.
Yeah,
that's an option.
It's not vertically 100 feet. It's a fallen tree of this size, so it's like laying horizontally on the ground, 100 feet left to right, and then its circumference is 25 feet high, essentially.
Okay, yeah, we'll just climb over. It's 25 feet tall, yeah. So, I have rope. Does somebody have an immovable rod in this game? Or am I thinking of my other games?
Don't think that any of you have that. That's one item I've never heard you say.
None of us have ever bought one.
No, I'm pretty sure if any of us had one, you would absolutely know.
Is it maybe just
because we would have been using it so much.
Yep. Be sure as hell one way to block a door.
Didn't we put it in when we were in the tunnels with the eels and we were trying to defeat those two eels? Didn't we have one then and we put it in the middle of a tunnel so it couldn't get out?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You did and you left and I'm a little upset.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I truly don't remember though.
Okay, well we don't. That's fine.
If you did, I think you used it and maybe had to leave it behind, but I don't remember ever having one.
Oh.
All right.
I mean.
So everyone's climbing up then?
If we have rope, I can just run up the side of this thing.
Oh, that's right.
I can also just Misty step up the side if there's somewhere to hang out. Or I can just dimension door to the other side of the tree if I know like wide it is. Or I just guess.
Do you have to know the area or visibly see? You don't have to see it, obviously. But do you have been there before?
Nope. I could literally say I want to go 90 feet in one direction and just hope I don't end up in the tree.
It'll pop
you could easily do that.
Square.
I mean, because you could easily do the math. If the tree is 25 feet high, which though it's a 25-foot circumference, so it's it's 25 feet to get through this tree.
Well, then I don't even need to dimension. Well, I would because I can't see, so Misty Step would not work unless I go to the top and then over.
But also, save a spell slot and go on the broom.
I mean, I Misty Step for free.
Oh,
so.
Well, fine then.
Yeah.
I just Misty Step to the top and here, wanna... I need to put a rope down?
I mean, I can just take the rope and run up because I can now run up the side of things.
Ah.
He can do the Naruto run.
All right. So you all climb, or you two climb. All right. Anika's dimension door to the top of the tree. Cronus just
Misty step.
Naruto, or Misty steps to the top. Cronus just runs up the tree. How are you, Faye, Bart, Lorna? You guys just regularly climbing? You guys using ropes? What are you? How are you guys climbing the tree?
I look at the broom going up.
I mean, just flying.
Yep, I'm flying up.
Okay, so
And
you
then,
fly over.
I believe Lorna had pulled out a rope, so I would have just took the rope from her, got to the top, and then hold it up there. Because I guess that's probably the best way of doing this.
Yeah,
Probably.
between that and the quick, all your quick movements and reactions, you do definitely have that happening. So, Lorna, you're climbing up the rope that you handed to Cronus, I imagine, and then you don't with the rope and reason to roll, you make it up the tree and rejoin the other groups that is trying to climb up the tree. Joseph and Bart, how do you guys try to climb or get over the tree?
Can still use the rope, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, the rope is still there too, and
then rope.
all
I
right,
just woke up in the air.
Okay. You climb up there, and all of you are at the top of the tree. You see a happy pixie on the other side, waving like, "Good, good, good! Come on, come down!" And she just kind of darts further down the trail, behind, illuminating the way that she's kind of leading. As you guys begin to shift and make your preparations to carry down the tree, you'll start to feel the tree kind of tremble and move as you sit upon it. And the branches start to crack and bend as it starts to kind of seems to the tree itself that you are on moves. One of the branches comes towards towards you all as a big, massive kind of wood grain hand, looking to grab you all.
Oh shit!
Oh hell no! I missed a step away as soon as it started moving. Just
and roll
boy.
for initiative.
Oh,
Well, let me
shit.
get that real quick. And I'm not saying that combat's engaging. I'm saying just because you know what, I don't want to do initiative work quite yet, because when I do, I feel like it gets misconstrued as like combat's a necessity, and I try to figure a way to do this. Because sometimes I also don't want like a bunch of like sneak attacks and just go off all at once, and that's not how it works either. So, you all up off his chest. So not necessarily grapple or attack you, but it looks like he's trying to scoop you all up. So you all have a chance to. I would make a dexterity saving throw, and things like teleport. I think that would just make sense to work. So Misty Step makes total sense, Anika. Does anybody else? Let's go ahead and do dexterity saves for the other 5. Except for Faye and Joseph, who are flying. Everyone else is actually would need to.
Okay.
Wee.
The Faye and Joseph are as good. Lorna, Cronus, and Bart. You all have the opportunity to react to this hand. This way, as this tree starts to shift and tremble and wake or stand up, trying to scoop you off of its where you stand. What do you guys choose to do? You can try to jump from the tree, or
I'm just gonna jump off.
okay.
you take no damage. You're a monk.
You take no damage. You're a monk. Bart and Faye and let's start with Bart, the people that are on the actual tree. So Bart and Joseph, or not Joseph, Bart and
Bart.
Lorna.
Yeah.
You guys both are on it.
Oh god, I don't have anything.
Raged and jump off.
Or just jump off.
Sure, fuck it, I'll jump off.
Okay. Go ahead and just do athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, I'll like
Your
slide down
choice.
the side.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So you try to do graceful. It's kind of a bumpy ride first down the first like 10 feet of it, but then you say forget this, and you try to like push off using more of your grit to get you a little bit more gracefully down here. It takes a good blow to the knees as you kind of stick the landing, but otherwise you don't seem too scathed by the quick descent. Bart, what would you like to do?
He'd like to still stay on the tree, but like, try and keep out of its reach, be like a good distraction.
Okay, as the hand kind of comes up to grab you, you dodge out of its way, kind of moving yourself within what space you can between the other foliage and growth that's coming off of the tree outside of the arm that's clearly coming towards you. As the hand grasps nothing, the tree finally eventually completely stands up, changing your center of balance now, and now raising you about 50 feet off the ground. Cronus, as you're kind of in this, or I'm sorry, Cronus, Bart, and as you're kind of center in the chest of this large tree ant that's kind of looking over all of you and go, damn dark fairies, and messing with us again. He just kind of angrily billows and looks around, huffing and puffing, trying to see who is just kind of crawling all over him. He finally looks down and, you know what, Bart, let's do a stealth check. I just want to see how. Yeah.
He's not trying to be stealthy. He's trying to keep its attention solely on him.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So he gets
Like,
up and he
being
looks
like
down at his chest to where he first felt the.
He's
so
basically
you're
trying to be
like,
that like fly or net that when you try and smack it, it just flies away, but then flies back onto you.
Okay. He kind of like it huffs, looks down at where you all originally had climbed over its side, kind of brushes down near it, and then he sees you and he goes, "Dark fairy," and he reaches over with his bony fingers to kind of pick you up by your cloak if you allow it, or do you contest it?
But he doesn't.
I'm sorry. He what?
He doesn't.
He doesn't contest it. Okay, so.
Oh, he does contest it.
Okay, so he tries to pick you up again. Go ahead and do just I guess athletics against this grapple check.
It's a grapple. Could I use the acrobatics as well?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Athletics or acrobatics. And let me make sure this person does not have any proficiencies that I forgot about. No, it's just straight roll. Nope. So as it tries to pick you up again, you avoid its grapple, and he gets visibly more frustrated. He starts speaking in other kind of languages and swearing, and eventually coming back to comment. He goes, "Why don't you just leave us alone?" And he just tries to take a swing at you now and brush you off of him. But before, actually, I don't want to say that because then that's more like combat, and I don't want to take away, your guys' attack chances. So, what do you want to do at this point? As he seems to want to knock you off, and I think depending on what your next choices are, we're probably leaning more towards entering regular initiative stuff. You're not necessarily in combat, but you're kind of at that precipice with this trio. He's clearly not happy with being crawled all over by Dark Fairy.
Right.
What would you like to do, Bart? He's only aware of Bart right now, so it's really up to. Unless you have some kind of idea that insert
He doesn't
yourself
notice
into.
us. That's just going to make it worse. So no.
Probably plumb out and be like, "You keep swatting at me like a fly there, boy. I'll act like one."
Okay. He kind of just angrily like, get off me. And he's gonna make an attack against you at that point. So we're gonna go ahead and I guess go into initiative at that point because he's just gonna swat at you again, kind of like a fly to get off of him. So you already rolled initiative, Lauren. Let me go ahead and get his initiative in here. Oh, that's a big token. So how do you do? What do you do? Why did I do intelligence? Let me fix that. All right. That sounds about right. All right. So I'm going to.
Oh boy.
You know what? It is at the magical hour. So let's go ahead and stop here, and we'll pick up here where Bart in near the kind of chest area of this massive tree and holding him and kind of barking at you for bothering it in its sleep and its rest. Yeah.
Awesome.
Is there
Oh
anything else?
boy.
Faye, I will try to get you to that thing that we the wisdom save that I had. So, or maybe we can. I do need to take a quick bathroom break and grab a few things, but we could role play that out.
Yeah, I got time. I got time.
All right.
I'm feeling lucky I could take it on my own.
Oh yeah, you can totally take it on your own.
I mean, just get off the damn tree.
Get off the damn tree.
Shouldn't be.
Oh no! Did we lose Joseph already?
Step on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like the. What is it? The flame tongue scimitar. I'm good. Can take him, no problem.
I mean,
Lauren strike the tree. Do this.
I can just incapacitate the tree.
Can you?
I mean, I can too.
Thanks to this spell.
All right. Well,
I mean, it shouldn't be that smart enough to pass an intelligence save.
I don't know. I have to look at the stat block for it again.
I'd imagine it's very wise, but.
Yeah, this is fun. I'm kind of excited to see what you guys kind of discuss with the tree, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Wait, so are we finishing the game now, or we'll do this next week?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're gonna pick up here next week. Yeah, because the theme of Fae is a secret anyway, so we'll just do that off the stream, and yeah, I'm just tired and I just don't have it in me right now.
Yeah, it's late for combat, so.